let's dive right into this explainer and uncover the hidden costs of a chore you probably ignore. Let's be honest, replacing a furnace filter sounds like the absolute most mundane task imaginable, right? It's just one of those things that sits quietly in your basement or utility closet, totally forgotten until something goes wrong or you suddenly feel a pang of guilt about it. But when you look at the data, you realize this tiny, overlooked chore can dramatically affect literally everything from your monthly heating bills to your daily respiratory comfort.
So, we have to start by asking the single most important question for both your respiratory health and your wallet. When did you actually last check your furnace filter? If you're struggling to remember the exact month right now, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. But here's the thing, a filter that's overdue severely restricts your airflow, forcing your entire HVAC system to work incredibly hard. And on the flip side, changing it too infrequently allows a steady stream of dust and particulates to continuously circulate right where you and your family breathe. It brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast between a clean system that protects your equipment and a restricted system that is quietly driving up your costs. On one hand, you have the absolute ideal scenario, a clean, efficient system promoting great indoor air quality. On the other hand, the unfortunate reality for way too many homes is a restricted, overworked system. When airflow is blocked by what is essentially a literal wall of dust, your furnace's blower and heating cycle have to strain against that resistance. And that strain, well, it translates directly into higher energy use and a much higher likelihood that you'll be calling a technician for frequent, super expensive repairs.
The crucial takeaway here is that taking just a few minutes to manage your filter has a massive impact on everything from airborne dust to system strain. It's a tiny physical task, literally just pulling out a cardboard frame and sliding a new one in, but it entirely dictates the health of your home's ecosystem. Furnace filters help reduce the airborne particles that get stirred up by your heating cycles, which is absolutely crucial, especially when you're running the system for extended periods during the cold winter months.
Section 1. The timeline myth. Let's dismantle the idea that one size fits all.
We all love simple, universal rules for home maintenance, right? And you've likely heard the standard baseline rule that you only need to replace disposable furnace filters every 3 months. I mean, it's what you see printed right there on the side of the box. And for many households, a 1 to 3 month cycle is an okay suggested starting point. But that one-size-fits-all mentality completely falls apart once you consider the totally unique variables of your specific house. The reality is that for a lot of homes, especially during peak heating season, that timeline shrinks dramatically, right down to the 1 month mark. When the temperature drops and your system kicks on constantly to keep you warm, it's processing vastly more air. And that means it is loading up with particulates much, much faster. Relying purely on that maximum 3-month guideline, that could leave you with a choked-out system for weeks.
Section 2. Reading your home's signals. When exactly is it too late?
To ditch the calendar, you really have to start reading the specific signals your home is sending you. Variables like shedding pets, allergies, or asthma dramatically speed up how fast your filter loads up with dirt. Got pets, especially shedding cats or dogs? That fur fills up those filter pleats incredibly fast. Frequent furnace runs due to cold weather or dust-heavy activities like nearby renovations, construction, or honestly even just frequently opening exterior doors all mean you are processing dirtier air way faster.
Now what's really great is that you don't need any special tools to do an inspection. Just follow 3 super simple visual steps between your scheduled changes. Just pull the filter out and take a look at it. First, check for a darker color or overall discoloration. Second, look for a dirty, unevenly clogged appearance. And third, just hold it up to the light. If the filter is so loaded with dust that it's hard to see light through it, it's highly likely it is choking your airflow and needs to be tossed out immediately.
You also need to pay close attention to how your house actually feels. Does it seem to take way longer to reach the temperature you set on the thermostat? Are there unusual odors when the blower first kicks on? While these symptoms can totally have a variety of mechanical causes, an overdue, completely blocked filter is one of the most common and by far the easiest to fix contributors out there. If your system is running more often than usual or producing strange smells, always check the filter first. Section 3. The MERV misstep. It is all about choosing the right filter. This is where people make a huge, completely avoidable mistake when trying to upgrade their home's air quality. It all comes down to a tiny acronym that causes a ton of confusion. MERV is simply a rating for filter capture efficiency. The logic seems simple enough, right? You want better air, so you just buy the filter with the highest MERV rating available. But here is the catch. If you use a higher MERV-rated filter, it's doing a much better job at capturing microscopic particles, which means you actually have to replace it sooner because it loads up so much faster. It's doing more work in less time.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is that using a MERV rating your system wasn't explicitly designed to handle will restrict airflow and put damaging strain on your components. If you decide to upgrade to a high-efficiency filter to capture more allergens, you absolutely must confirm that your specific HVAC system is rated to support that change. A dense, high MERV filter acts almost like a solid wall to a weaker blower motor. Please do not sacrifice your expensive heating equipment just to get a higher rating on a $10 disposable filter.
Section 4, Your Custom Replacement Plan. Time to customize your timing.
Let's bring this all together so you can walk away from this explainer with a custom maintenance plan for your own home. Use the manufacturer's 3 months as your absolute maximum, but strictly move to a 1 to 2 month interval if you have shedding pets or high furnace runtime. Start with the manufacturer's suggested interval as your ceiling, but the exact moment you enter heavy use periods like a winter cold snap or introduce shedding pets or home construction into the mix, you need to transition to that high demand rule. Inspect often and be ready to replace at the 1 month mark.
I really want to highlight this directly from the source material because it perfectly summarizes why ignoring this. The data makes it abundantly clear. A clogged furnace filter directly increases your energy use because the blower and heating cycle literally have to work harder just to move air. Over time, that constant daily strain on your components is exactly what leads to those dreaded midwinter breakdowns and insanely expensive emergency service calls. Taking just a few minutes to monitor this totally simple piece of cardboard can drastically improve your comfort, enhance your air quality, and help your system run far more efficiently. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the hidden systems of your home. I'll leave you with this final thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. Go check your vents right now and ask yourself, is your furnace working for you, or are you making it work harder?